On this here episode of Co-Creating, we talking about spiritual relationships. I ain't even think to ask you, what was your range of knowledge and wisdom on the topic, but I figured as a divine masculine, you got some input. You know what I'm saying?
Got a little something.
A little something.
On.
You said what?
On.
That's what's up. That's all I need. That's all I need. Like in this community, there are far more divine masculines than those who get their shine, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it seems to be more feminines on this platform, YouTube, Instagram, shit like that. But divine masculines are out there. Like I've been following quite a few, including you, who are providing a lot of knowledge and wisdom and guidance based on their journeys. You know what I'm saying? So my whole idea for having you on was like, shit, he could give us a divine masculine perspective on some things,
Right.
So, we definitely talking about like soulmates, twin flames,
right,
karmics, those type of things. I definitely have a different perspective than a lot of the readers and intuitives that you see out here. But before I share my perspective on those concepts,
right,
what's yours?
I mean, as far as what, like.
So we're gonna stick with the three: karmics, soulmates, twin flames.
Okay.
Do you have experience with either at this point on your journey?
I'm pretty sure I have. I'm proud of me more than likely. But
so like karmics are the ones that like they gonna come through and teach you some hard lessons.
Mine, what's that? But let's start with. I don't like to start with the worst one, the most negative one, but let's start with the karmics.
Okay, and I know you had plenty of them on your journey, like before you came into awareness.
Right.
I'm talking about the ones you've encountered since then.
Yeah, that's why I'm, like I say, the one that I don't even, like, a lot of people that I probably been karmics, like, I really don't even consider them karmics because it really wasn't nothing too serious, but the experience I'm about to share, I know for a fact, this was a karmic for sure. And like, what's this? We in 2022. I said it's probably like 2019. I'ma say 2019, 2018. Like I say, taught me some valuable lessons though. But you know what I'm saying? Even though it was everything didn't go according to plan or how I envisioned it, but like I say, it taught me how to really love myself because when I was going through the situation or whatever, I still had some healing to do, you know what I'm saying, myself.
Yeah.
And not saying that I wasn't trying to make it work, but at the same time, I felt like I was kind of codependent because, like I say, the situation I was in, even financially, it was like, man, I felt like
this about the dog?
Yes, that person.
Okay, see, I've been following.
Right, that person. So, it was so crazy. Okay, like I say, I mean, you probably, like I say, you seen the video. So, like I say, I was staying with one of my homeboys. Well, we were staying together, actually. So we just spent all the bill or whatever. But like I said, in the video, you know what I'm saying, the spot was in his name. So we started to fall out, have our altercation or whatever. So at the time frame, I was sleep talking to her. And she came about, you know what I'm saying, like, seeing what I was going through, acting like she really wanted to help. You can just, you know what I'm saying, karmics, they'll give you something that you really want because I want it out from bruh so bad. I ain't want to hang or be around dude no more, period. Like, she came like she trying to save the date, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, it was just like, it felt like it was the perfect time, but she really had ulterior motives because she knew I was getting a little money or whatever.
Of course, she's karmic.
Right. So she had ulterior motives the whole time. So me, I fell for the trap. Boom. Moved over there, whatever the case may be. And like I say, you stay with somebody, it's when you start to see.
Yeah. So is it fair to say that you were karmic, you were functioning in karmic energy as well?
It could be. It could
Because
be.
you attracted that energy. You know what I'm saying?
It could be. It could be because
Okay.
because I know if
this is judgment-free zone, brother.
right now, I'm just making sure that I know what I'm saying. I ain't, I ain't telling no lies. But like I say, it could have been it, but at the same time, like I say, I didn't have no ulterior motives though. Like I wasn't trying to get over. Like I really wanted.
You were really into.
Right. I really wanted to make it work, but you know what I'm saying. Like even like I said, I probably had my little codependent issue, whatever the case might be. But the stuff that
were the signs there before you made that decision to move? Like, was the red flags blazing already, or like you really wasn't seeing the red flags until you decided to go ahead and move in with? I can't hear you because of this goddamn airplane.
I hear it. It's coming through.
Say about the airport, Jack.
Okay,
it's gone.
But it was like I said, I had Slick been already dealing with her for some time, but it wasn't that serious. So I really didn't hold her fault on our past experience because we weren't serious. But the moment we said we was together, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's when I started.
You expected who
right.
She showed you she was to change based on the new agreement y'all had made.
Right, because we never made that agreement. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe this may be the case. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I got there, and that's when everything came out.
Everything got in the open.
All the dudes you talking to, like, I was strictly focused on her. I say, I probably.
So you staying with her, and she talking to multiple guys, but y'all had decided since you were staying with her that y'all were gonna be monogamous.
Right.
Okay.
So I just really dropped everything I was doing, everybody I was talking to, just to really talk to her. So I dropped out. I say, I feel like I should have been, you know what I'm saying, had my, I ain't gonna even say just financial, because I had money, but I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was trapping, selling dope or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying, with that, you can't get approved for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I can't just walk in and, hey, I got dope money, give me a spot to stay in. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like.
Right, you need the paperwork.
Right. So I'm feeling like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Me having the money, she got the spot, you know what I'm saying? And we just come together with what we got, you know what I'm saying? So, and we'll make it work and go.
This is definitely a card relationship.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I was.
But for y'all who just joining us, what's up, Beezy, John, Gun, 26?
That's my boy.
Honey,
what's up, G?
And Q Marie, hey, boo.
Right there, what's up, cuz?
In terms of spiritual connections, tonight we just talking about karmics, soulmates, and twin flames. And the homie here is telling me about a karmic situation that he's been in since he's been aware and conscious of his connection with the Most High God.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Lord.
So you moved in with her, you started to see all the signs you were seeing signs at first, but you didn't hold her accountable for who she was showing you she was. Yeah. Because y'all had made a new agreement and you were expecting her to uphold that agreement, although she had not showed you that she had the capacity to do something.
Are you right? Absolutely.
That's something that I've learned. I just learned this. Don't let me tell you this shit like,
right.
I've been on this shit since the womb or something.
Exactly.
But we really have to do a better job, especially as people who, I'm assuming you're an empath too.
Yep.
Sensitive to energy.
Most definitely.
We have to be extra mindful and protective of our energy. That being the case, I got to bet you, if I didn't get the word from my guys, from my intuition that you straight,
right,
you got to prove yourself.
Right.
Because I don't got the energy, the time, the resources as abundant as I am.
Right.
I ain't gonna say I don't have it to waste. I don't want to waste it. It's a choice. I don't want to waste it.
Exactly. Yeah, we very aware now. Like, man, like just from that experience, I was like, it just taught me to And I end up, like I say, getting my own spot, you know what I'm saying, from the most high. And, you know,
yeah, you had to get that lesson first.
I still end up making it happen. You know? But like, you know, but I had to go through all that to just really say, man, I really got to, you know what I'm saying, just trust God with it, whatever situation I was in at the time. Cause like, I knew I had to probably go back to my mama's house for a little bit till I get my spot. But this, I didn't want to do that at all. That's one of the, and that's why I say I kind of had some codependency issue, because I really didn't want to do that. I could have just did that and just.
It was an ego thing.
But I was like, I'm not, because, you know what I'm saying, I ain't got the best relationship with my parents neither. So I was like, that's the last thing I wanted to do. Like, I was like, mine, no, sir. So I just felt like it was how the stuff was going with me and my old homeboy. I just felt like when she came, there was God. I just felt like at the time, there was God coming through with a blessing for me, because he already seen that I was going through what I was going through, staying with bro. So I'm like,
right.
Man,
it was a blessing. It was.
Yeah, it really was.
It was a temporary situation. You know what I'm saying? It helped you get from point A to point B. You ended up at your mama and them house, right? You ended up at your mama house, right?
Yep. After about 2 weeks, I got a spot. Staying at my mama house for 2 weeks.
Real temporary. Stop and go.
Soon I left, it happened to me. Soon I left, everything fell into place.
But you had to get out your own way. You had a better option from the jump. Yep. Going to your mom and them house.
Yeah.
But it took for you to deal with old girl and that not work out for you to explore that option that you had from the jump. You was trying to go around that thing. God was trying to
go around this.
Let me send you over mom and them house so I can make sure that you're gonna take and get in another situation where you end up got to come on mom and them house.
Right. So
me and my homegirl were just having this conversation about how God will orchestrate shit and let them dominoes fall, and especially use your relationships to get you to the point where enough is a fucking enough. Like you tired and you ain't getting back to that place no more.
It was so much going on. It's really at the half of the story. Like much that shit on dog. I was like, man, it really showed me how people can look in you in your eye and lie. It showed me, like, cause I ain't never I ain't been in too many serious relationships, really. And I don't even, that really wasn't even serious to me. Like, it was more serious than probably the one that I had as a child or growing up, teenager, or not even as a teenager, just my early 20s, 19, that kind of, that ain't nothing. But like, this right here, like, I really was trying to make it work, but it didn't last long. Like, that whole situation I'm talking about lasted about probably like a month or two.
Yeah.
So much happened within that month or two that I seen. I'm like, man, a person can sit here and look in your eye like a person can really do so much.
Ain't no motherfucking honor amongst thieves.
Bro, I ain't never
do honorable things.
Seen it because I ain't never been into a relationship. That's why
you had to learn, and that's the purpose that they serve. Yo, that's the whole point of us having these conversations, because you gotta go into relationships and you gotta look at the shit that go on within your relationships with the understanding of what am I meant to learn here.
Right. Now that's why I had to learn it.
You teaching them something, they teaching you something, and we are eventually, or for some of us, blessed to be able to learn from somebody and they learn from us, and it's not necessarily those hard, painful lessons. But until we get to that, it be them hard, painful ass lessons.
Right. Good.
Cause you ain't the only one with stories, my nigga.
I already know. Sure, I know most people been in way more relationships. Like I can say I probably since then I ain't even been in no relationship, or before I got with her, I wasn't in a relationship for years before I even got with her. So me being in a relationship, I ain't got too much experience as far as being in a full-fledged relationship. But that little bit of time, because like I said, I'm a fast learner. I pick up on stuff like this quick. That's why I say it didn't even take me that long to read out what she was doing, because she was doing
it. That's good. Look, the blessing in that is you ended up meeting the goal that you were trying to meet. You actually got a lesson out of it, And like my homegirl said, the healing is real raw and will drag you kicking and screaming. But you got it. And a lot of us, not to diminish your story at all.
Right.
But I know me, I was in some shit for years before I decided, okay, that's enough. I'm gonna kill you or you gonna kill me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we was in that shit for a long ass time, like you was in and out that shit and took the lesson.
Damn.
So let me ask you this. Do you feel like now having had that karmic experience that you're better equipped to have a more fruitful, enjoyable, divine experience with a woman, or do you feel like you're at a place right now where that's kind of still developing?
No, I'm pretty sure. Like I'm way more open to it now because, like I said, I had dealt with like another little situation after that, but we went together at night, and I've been knowing this person too. So, you know what I'm saying? But no, like I say, really, like I say, I'm still. I ain't gonna say just for his relationship, right? Because I know I'm capable of being in a relationship, but I just feel like right now it's just a lot of stuff that I want to accomplish first. Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even really got nothing to do with me not wanting to love nobody or I can't love nobody, but it's just certain stuff that I want to already have and do before I, you know what I'm saying, meet a specific person. You know what I'm saying?
Now, is that just a personal, I'm just picking your brain, and hopefully it's triggering you to think about some things, but is that like just a personal desire to have yourself more established, or however you want to word that in your life, or is it kind of like just what your understanding of a man should be, what a man should be in a relationship?
I think it's more, it probably be more personal.
Yeah.
It probably be more personal.
I can't wait to hear how it go down, because I would be surprised if you don't have none of that shit.
It probably be more personal though. It probably be more personal though, because it's just, I don't know, it's just certain stuff I want to already be in motion.
So when she come along, are you willing to release your attachment to what your idea of being ready is currently to pursue that?
Yeah, the most I give me the green light, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You really just gave me to think about something, because I already, like, honestly, like the last couple of days, I been thinking about this, because I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm doing, but what if somebody I run across somebody and, you know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to happen now, you know what I'm saying? Would I reject it? I was just asking myself this like a day.
Yeah.
So now it really confirmed it, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's for a fact though. Like, yeah, I must definitely be open to it though. But
yeah, you gotta, I think it's important to be open to what it is that you want. Know what you want, but also be open to it coming to you at any given time, and not, because I think for a lot of men, like, they're not connected. They're not in, quote unquote, what they identify as spiritual relationships, because they put their hard stop on, I ain't established yet.
right.
And I think that's kind of matrixy.
It's
kind of matrixy.
I can believe it.
Because the divine will send you your Beyonce, so to speak, you know, the ultimate woman when you're not on your Jay-Z, so to speak.
Right. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You teaching me something at the same time, because I'm so thinking like, man.
Bro, you keep teaching me something, so I got to just return the favor, you know?
I be thinking like, man, I be want to have, like I say, certain stuff, man, because like, I'm really like, I'm Aries, so, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Man, independent mindset, man, this in my brain, like, I don't want to have to ask nobody for nothing. Like, that's
not
personally, but that's not the way to go. I know that's not the way to go. I done took so many losses suffering just not by asking people for certain stuff, like, but now
I had to ask you to get on this live.
Huh?
I had to ask you to get on this live. What
Right.
if I did? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
You right. But you know, like I say, it just really come from, like I say, me just, like I say, being in the street, being on my own most of the time.
Trust me, we come from the same neighborhood. I get it. That shit grew to be like, I don't even want to hear the no, so I'm not gonna put myself in a position to hear the no. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do and suffer, scratch, struggle to get what I need. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm so used to hearing no, it just took me in the mindset. I'm so used to hearing no all the time, even from a child. You know what I'm saying? That's how, like I said, I started being in the streets selling weed when I was about 14, 15 years old. And that's because
look at that.
look, I heard no so much. I said, man, look, I'm talking about people wouldn't even take me. I wanted to go get a job when I was a child. Like, I used to see the kids come to school, you know what I'm saying, had they little work at McDonald's or Burger King. They were about 16, 17. They keep a little bankroll on. I started going home, asked my folks, man, take me get some applications. Like, they barely would probably do it one time, one day, and then I don't do it no more, man.
All of a sudden, you a bird for trying to get a job.
Man, I said, forget that. Man, I'm finna get out here and make something happen. So I'm just so used to hearing no all the time. And plus, on top of being an Aries, that's being, like I say, one of the most independent signs. It's just like, that's just a combination of me. Like, man, I don't like to ask
and
nobody.
see, that's your sun sign, though. Are you familiar with the other signs in your birth chart?
I just got in tune with it. I say deep in it in probably like 2020. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Gemini moon, Gemini rising. So,
okay.
You know, it's just mine. And I be overthinking. You know, we overthinkers. We got two parts to us, so.
That's your head, trying to map shit out. That ain't the way the divine works. I mean, you know, it's important to be logical.
Right.
You're a man, it comes natural. Like, it's important to be dominant. Logical, but you got to do shit from your heart, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to have balance. Team Aries, all day, my boo Autumn been lighting up. She's the Aries, too. So what's your birthday?
I'm April 8th. My birthday, April.
Okay. I got another boo birthday, April 8th. Autumn, April 3rd. Mine is March 21st.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday.
Are you a Mars?
In these streets.
Yo,
I'm a Mars Aries.
Mine.
So that's leadership all long.
Mine, I just feel like I'm supposed to have everything, taking the lead, and have everything going, bro. Like, that's why I just had that mindset, like, man, just hearing no all the time. And I just
what's the point of being in a relationship, though? Because we talking about relationships, not just in general.
Right.
But what's the point of being in a relationship if you can't ask for what you need or what you want?
I ain't gonna just say I don't want to ask for nothing. Like, I mean, if I'm in a relationship, I ain't gonna say I don't want to ask for nothing, but certain stuff.
Not your necessities.
Right, just certain stuff. I be saying, like, man, I don't want to ask nobody for nothing when it comes to just common stuff.
You can't control that, though. Like, who's to say, like, just the way your sacred contract set up? Because I firmly believe in sacred contracts and that we already know what we came here to do in terms of, like, we picked our journey. Then we go through the realm of forgetfulness and we spend our life coming to better understand why we came here in the first place. I firmly believe in that whole theory. So what if you picked a journey where you're independent? That's your leading thing in your life. And then something happens to where you have to be dependent on somebody, which in life, you're going to have to be dependent on people at some point or another. But let's just say you find this woman. You love her to death. Y'all mirror in each other in the best of ways. And then something happens with you. I ain't going to say what. Anything could happen. I've lost something physical. You decide you want to do something else. What if you just decided, babe, I want to go to school and I know we got bills, but this program only take a year.
Right.
And he down for it. She's like, baby, go ahead.
The lightning. I'll just ask
you a little part-time while you go to school and pay the cable and the light. I got the rest. But when this year up, it's my turn. You ain't gonna let her do it?
I mean, yeah, we come to agreement. Yeah, I you know what I'm saying? Yeah, most definitely. But like I say, it's just like I say,
I like that you're not hung up on
I
the
feel comfortable asking somebody for something that I know they really love me. I say that if I know you really got my best interest or something like that, I don't want mind asking for nothing. But if I don't know like that, or I be like,
that's a root chakra thing.
Right. So
that's a root chakra. Just your feeling safe and secure.
Right. Man,
everybody showing up as an expression of the divine.
Mm-hmm.
So if God sent them to help you, case in point, I had a vision while I was meditating of like some dark complected Indians creating a circle around. I'm still not clear on whether this was me or my divine partner because the face wasn't real clear to me.
Right.
But sitting on the cliff, like on the Food Tarot card, circle of dark complected Native Americans, and one of them face paints that person sitting in the middle of the circle. Mm-hmm. Specific strokes in different places, specific colors. So I had been doing research, trying to figure that thing out. Because Divine was like, I gave you that, and you remember it specifically because those are messages for you to investigate. So today I run into a girl at the gym who I'm just admiring her tattoo. Mm-hmm. And as I'm admiring her tattoo, she shares with me that she's Native American. So I'm like, oh shit. What you know about
no coincidences, man.
None. I'm like, what you know about rites of passages and tribal paint and all of that? And
right.
She was like, well, I don't know a whole lot because it's such a lost history and it's different rites of passages and shit like that with different tribes, and there's so many tribes. So right. I used to like give her the details because she didn't seem interested in it. She seemed interested in the conversation, but not interested in answering my question.
Right.
So I'm standing there talking to her, and I even told her, I said, I don't think it's no coincidence that we having this conversation. First of all, her tattoo was something that's very symbolic of one of my angels. Mm-hmm. That was a motherfucking one. And then I was just like, there's no way, like you have Native American culture, and I'm not supposed to get something from this conversation. But right. What she did mention in the latter part of the conversation is that there is a Indian reserve here in or near Memphis. So she gave me the name of it, and I was like, that's probably what the fuck it was. She right. couldn't give me the answer, but she dropped a little seed where right. I can get the answer. I'm going. I'm gonna contact them. I'm gonna send a message in a bottle, a kite, motherfucking smoke.
In Mississippi somewhere, I think.
She said Memphis. She said Memphis, but who knows? It may more so be in Mississippi than
or something like that, but I ain't 100% sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely be looking into that. But I say all that to say this, like, God will send people to bless you. You know what I'm saying? Whether you trust them or not. Now I ain't saying don't listen to your intuition. Right. That's what I'm all about. You know what I'm saying? But as we are in relationship with people, I don't know. I think it's just important that we be open to how different blessings can come to us. Because right. a lot of people, they don't come in the form you think it's gonna come in.
Exactly.
Don't. Yeah. That's just how awesome God is.
Yep. That's right.
It's gonna shock the shit out of you.
Because I've really been thinking that, like, I always, like, sometimes I get into the mindset, like, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? My divine partner, whatever, be the one. You know what I'm saying? Get me to that level that I need to get to, or I'm trying to get to, or whatever. And, like, when it crossed my mind, I'd be like, man, maybe I need to do it. Like I said, me having that Gemini moon, you know what I'm saying? I just be back and forth.
Back and forth.
You know what I'm saying? Yep. But I am, like I say, recently, and like I say, it's been recently. Like this week, these type of thoughts been coming through my brain.
It ain't no coincidence, and we having this conversation. It's just stretching you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we are blessed to be a blessing. When we deny a blessing, we're blocking their flow and ultimately our own. Amen. You gotta be just open to however that blessing comes. So it sounds like you are on the twin flame journey. Are you familiar with the journey though? Screen froze up, homie. especially on 11/22 day. You might have to go out and come back in. Looks like it kicked you out. Oh, we lost him. He coming back. Oh yeah, I've been reading up on this, sis. I'm here for it. For the 222 energy. And it's here for me, child. Lord have mercy. Let me see if I can send him another request. Hey, Deja girl. Look, I thought about you earlier. I'm going to text you, if not today, tomorrow, because I came up with a genius idea for me to get you your incense. Let me see if I can add him again. I want to thank you, Heavenly Father, shining your light on me. It's been a long time. Oh, I'm typing like somebody grandmama over here. There we go. See if we can get them back in here, y'all. Okay, girl. So this 222 energy is just like the numerology of the number 2 comes with the energy of like partnership, collaboration, union, balance. So you definitely wanted to like look into that the numerology of the number 2, because those are the themes of this year. You know, this year is a universal 6 year because 2022 equals to a number 6. 222, here we go. But 6 is just too amplified by the number 3, which means like we're just amplifying our alignment to the life that we are meant to live. And part of that is that 2 energy, relationships, everything associated. Said he wasn't able to join. Homie, his connection just bad. But yeah, me and my sis, we did an episode on my YouTube channel. Things are called Entertainment, and we're going through the major arcana of the tarot deck. So that's all the like major life lesson energies of the tarot. And the number 2 card was the High Priestess, and we talk a lot about that too. Energy associated with the High Priestess. So for like a better in-depth understanding of the numerology of the number 2, I strongly suggest you check that video out. That definitely help you to better understand it. And I also got a 2 portal reading coming out on Tuesday. Yes, ma'am. All day. Look at God. Yep. Connection. Because when it's just you and you focused on just you, that's still connection. That's still 2 energy. But you really get into that 2 energy. Yes, connection is super potent. When you really get in that 2 energy, it's like when you're exploring, strengthening the connection between you and other things, other people, other concepts. I like that that's your word for this year, yo. That's dope. That is really dope. Yup. Whole lot of collaborative energy. Y'all, I wish I had a butler. Somebody, or at least a homie, bring me some more tea. But yeah, Dej. Big 2 energy. And this being February, the 2nd month of the year, is intense, yo. That's all we've been talking about. Absolutely. It could definitely speak to the need to separate yourself from certain energies. Because when you think about it, as you're elevating on your journey, sometimes people just not in alignment with where you're trying to go, where you're being led, not where you're trying to go, where you're going. They can't go. They got their own thing to do, their own direction to go in. So yeah, that's one of the things we have to definitely come face to face with. Those connections and people we need to let go of. One thing I can honestly say though, I've had a lot of that on my journey, girl. And I don't have a regret about not being one. Yep. When you create that space, like the enlightened daughter is saying, a lot of endings as well as new beginnings will be occurring in coming months. Hold on, homie, I'm gonna do it again. Because I just sent you a request. There you go.
Damn, my bad.
Damn. So what I was saying before we cut out was just that
iPhone
it
13.
sounds like you're not necessarily on the twin flame journey that you know of.
Right.
About in mind.
Man, I ain't sure though. I really like because like it's like sometimes I believe though you meet like the right person at the wrong time.
That could definitely be a twin flame.
Yeah.
That's a characteristic of being on the twin flame journey because y'all are like meet and you know y'all were destined to meet, but for whatever reason, at the time you feel like for whatever reason, it just won't come together.
Mine, like that's what I was saying when I said I was in another situation after that one. Like
I don't know why intuitively. I'm a beast. I'm just intuitively I'm a beast, and I feel like I haven't come to accept just how much of a beast I am yet. But I'm telling you, when you said there was another situation, and then you didn't want to elaborate on it, but that's his twin flame.
Mine, bro. It's just too much. Like, but when I don't know, bro. Like, it's just so much stuff that happened. Like, it wasn't nowhere near as bad as the common situation.
But she ain't going nowhere. She always got a foot in the door. Like, she always got access to you, right?
Man, like right now, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talking at all, but like, it is.
But she ain't on block.
Like, if she want to contact me, like I said, even if she on block, she'll go through something else or probably do another page or she'll do something like this. Like I said, she done been off and on talking, but like this time, you know what I'm saying? This the longest we ain't never talked, but it's just like me being, like I say, man, y'all do not know the struggles of being a Gemini moon and a Gemini rising. Y'all do not know these struggles. But this brain, this mind of mine.
Let me tell you something. I don't. I'm going to tell you why. My only Gemini placement is my North Node, which means in order to really live out, not to assume that you don't know what a North Node is, but for the people.
Right.
In order for me to really live out my destined calling, I am, in this lifetime, meant to tap more into Gemini energy.
Right.
So no, I don't know a whole lot, but I'm having to learn because I'm more comfortable in Sagittarius energy, which is the opposite of the scale of Gemini, total opposite of Gemini. Free-spirited, love to travel, love to teach, creative, outgoing, Sagittarius energy.
All that good fire.
But that should be to my detriment too. Because that was the energy that I had in a past life. That's my South. That's why I tell people, man, get your motherfucking birth chart. For one, the whole purpose is to get to know yourself better. But it serves more than just the purpose of getting to know yourself better. Because once you know yourself better, you have a better capacity to show up in a healthy way in a relationship. You're able to attract and align with a better quality relationship. The relationship you're supposed to align with, you know. I feel like we all align with who we're supposed to align with to learn whatever lesson we're supposed to learn with. But I'm talking about like a life partner where you're actually happily ever after, that sort of thing. You have to know yourself.
Most definitely. That's why I just feel like even with the last situation, in this situation, it's like, man, I still need to know myself some more, even knowing my birth chart, you know, you got to adapt, you got to study. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Me just taking.
Shout out to you for putting in that work.
Yeah, nigga, got to. That's why it's like I say, nah, I ain't gonna say that, but to a degree, that's why I was saying, like, there's some stuff, not even just financially or a certain position I want to get in. I still want to understand me a little bit more too. But it's, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing that day in and day out since, like I say, the last situation. So even when I was talking to her or whatever, the situation after that, I was, you know what I'm saying, doing the work. That's how I end up catching on to what we had going when, you know what I'm saying, what it was like. But like, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. Like, love is one of the, we know that's the highest vibration of all. That's why it's more complicated than
you know what? I have been researching that it's not. The highest vibration of all is enlightenment. And you carry that divine energy in you to the point of it just come from your pores. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the highest vibration. Love is about 4-5 notches underneath there. I'm gonna send you the scale that I've been kind of basing that on that I found. Love is high vibrational, but it ain't the highest. Now my sis posed the very question I was gonna ask you next. And that is, do you feel like your masculine, your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy is balanced at this point in your life?
For the most part, I say, like, I don't think it's too much more in there. Like I say, me being Gemini, I'm just everywhere, but yeah. But for the most part, I would say, because like I say, me getting to this point, I had to tap into my divine feminine. Me too. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want to know about, like, that journey. Right. One, discovering that you needed to tap into it. Like, what was that like? And then what did that turn into? Like, how were you actually starting to do it?
See, that's why, but like, yeah, that's why I'm just like more open. Like I say, even recently, all the questions you've been asking, like, do you think you need somebody? I mean, would you take somebody in, even though if you ain't exactly where you want to be? All these questions, like, this is what I just even been thinking about the last couple of days, and it's really been dawning on me, like, man, yeah, you need to, if love cross your way, bro, just gone, you know what I'm saying, accept it, you know what I'm saying, and like I say, it just been, like I say, for the divine feminine, like I said, it's something I really been, because like I say, of course, us being divine masculine, we more on that side, but like I say, since this whole last karma situation, I've been more tapped in.
So that you can be more integrated, because that's the goal. That's where that's the sweet spot right there. Like me, as a dominantly feminine being, it wasn't until I started to integrate and balance my masculine energy that I really came to like love myself the way that I should. So Deja, like, speaking to your question, when I was in because one can't be toxic without the other. First of all, I don't even like to use the word divine masculine, divine feminine if you're not operating in your divinity. Everybody don't. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's just like being an elder. Being old don't make you a fucking elder. First of all, it's how you honor yourself and carry yourself as an elder. Right. Old, you're just old. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of being a divine, in my toxic femininity, you can't be in one and not in the other because there's an imbalance. So when I was operating in toxic femininity, I was operating in toxic masculinity too. Motherfuckers was running all over me with a tractor trailer. So your toxic femininity is being codependent. It's being trying to use seduction to get what you want. And I ain't never been like good at being flirtatious, but I have beat around the bush. I know what I want to try to get a motherfucker to understand what I want without me having to say what I want. That's seduction. Right. That was toxic femininity. You know what I'm saying? Selling myself short in relationships, just not showing up as the empress that I innately knew that I was, but I always struggled with not trying to come off like I'm better than people. So then I'm playing small. It's toxic feminine energy. Now on the flip side of that, I was operating in toxic masculine energy too. Cause I'm trying to climb the corporate ladder. You know what I'm saying? It's about having some sense of to a degree power. For me, getting money and getting degrees was about survival. That's the shit that got me out the hood. So yeah, let me keep doing that, get more degrees, get higher positions, get more money. That's toxic as fuck because I was leaving out what God want me to do. I had no clue.
Exactly.
No idea I would end up and helping people heal.
Yeah.
I wasn't protecting myself. That's toxic masculine energy. You can read it.
Yeah, I was just reading it, John. But like, yeah, you're right, cause like even me, you know, I just got my bachelor's in December.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like trying to think, I need to go get my master's. I need to go do that. I need to go do that. But
it's nothing wrong with it.
But I don't feel like, cause like I don't feel like I ain't what I'm supposed to be doing though, cause like I had even, cause they sent me a letter and telling me, you know what I'm saying, they got me a little scholarship.
I saw it.
Right. You know what I'm saying, to come back or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, I called the number and I emailed them. But I never got a reply. Now time I called like 2-3 times and I sent 2 emails. So it was like, when I sent it out, like, man, that must be a sign. What I was thinking for me to just go on.
If it comes too hard, it ain't fun.
Yeah, like I don't like when I gotta keep calling nobody or anything. Like, man, it don't happen the first couple times or even the first time. I be like, man. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying, me trying to get to that next level, man.
Fucking boo.
I said, man, they really is though. Like,
yeah, just let the Lord lead you. And then you know what your creative gifts are. You know what I'm saying? God for you what you want.
Right.
So that's all about your relationship with God and your relationship with yourself to just do what feels good to you and what you feel like. You know, I don't know how you feel about reading, but if you ever want one, holler at your girl, because through readings you can get a lot of clarity about the direction that you meant to go in. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I be wanting to have conversations like this, because when it comes to getting readings or even spiritual relationships, in a lot of arenas, the shit got a bad rap. But I'm able to help people get further in their healing by having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people that's talking about twin flames and soulmates and karmics and shit, and they doing it in a way that keeps people, what's the word I'm looking for? Codependent, stuck, because they just worried about when he gonna call me, when we gonna get together. Baby, it's more to life. The relationship comes to serve as a mirror for you to get your shit together. And promise, if it's meant in the end for you to be with that person, all of heaven gonna make sure y'all get together. Can't nobody fuck it up. Right. But in the meantime, you got to wait on divine time. I'm on the twin flame journey. I'm so motherfucking tired waiting. But I trust God. Right. I trust God. Right. And you know, like I know, I'm an Aries, real patient and shit, y'all. Beyond impatient, goddamn. I swear, cuz. And it ain't it though. It's just like how I be looking at it. Like I say, like you say, I'ma just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't me sitting around waiting. But it's like, man, is it now you doing your work while you wait. That's different. Man, for sure that. So it's just like, man, but how the stuff kind of ended is like, man, I be like, man. It be certain stuff, like I forget everybody, but it be that trust factor. Like, you gotta, even if a person do come back around, man, it gotta be some trust built back up behind certain stuff. I feel you on that. But when your intuition isn't, and that ain't even a but, it's an and. Yeah. And when your intuition because that's my whole point of Turquoise Majesty, to help people build that muscle, build that intuition to be so strong that they can trust their gut or whatever's going on around them when it's sending them a sign. Not having to listen to me or get a reader for me to tell you something, because you've used that as a tool to help you learn how to listen to your damn self. I don't want nobody to be a crutch. I don't want to be nobody's crutch when it comes to that intuition. But like when it comes to trusting people, motherfuckers will, like what Mr. could say, shit on your porch, piss in your yard. So that's where their oneness come in at. Because we were some low down dirty motherfuckers to some extent at some point in our life too.
Most definitely.
We done did some fucked up shit. It might not be the same as what they did.
Most
but we definitely done some fucked up shit, turned our life around and look at us.
Most definitely.
I don't mind proving myself. And it ain't hard for me to prove that I'm not the person that I used to be, because it's part of my everyday. It's what I do. All I gotta do is show up and be me. If you observe long enough, you're gonna see that I'm trustworthy. I don't steal. I don't lie. I don't think I lie. I try not to lie. You know what I'm saying? Like you observe me long enough, you're gonna see how 100 I keep it. So we have to trust that because humanity, we won. That you gotta trust God. It ain't really about trusting people.
Right. Most definitely. I can feel that 100% when you just said that. Like that's what it really about. Yeah, that's what it really about. That's what it's really about. It's really about trusting God other than people.
We got a question. It says, have you ever felt like what makes you feel good and more of yourself makes you feel like a failure or confused in your journey? Hope that question makes sense. I'm going to try to answer it, and then you tell me if I'm on point or not. And we're going to get that goddamn question answered before we leave. But, so what I think you're saying is something can make you feel good and more of yourself, but also you be confused about it because it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong or you a failure.
You ever feel like what makes you feel good? What makes you feel like a failure?
For me, I think that boils down to whether or not that good feeling is based on your intuition or if it's based on fear. Is that feeling coming from your lower self or your higher self? Because they both got a voice. Fear will send you clean the fuck out. Have you feeling like, you doing the right thing, this feel good, don't go that way, whatever. When it's indeed the direction that you should be going in, but you scared. You know what I'm saying? Your fear keeping you from going in that direction. So I think that to answer that question, it's important that you get to know your fears. That's the shadow work. Got to do that shadow work and investigate and come to understand. Like for me, I had a past life regression, part of my shadow work. It's a hypnosis. And I don't know if y'all have ever had hypnosis, but with this particular one, it was that feeling like before you go to sleep, like you sleepy, but you ain't dozed off into REM sleep. So I'm under this hypnosis, and bring these down. I'm under this hypnosis, and we're going back into my past life, and I saw myself as a little boy in a backyard by myself drowning in a pool, and seeing it made me understand why I have such a fear of swimming. I've had swimming lessons as a kid and everything, and ass couldn't swim. It made no sense to me. But that's what's that?
I was just tripping because I think I had did you just make a reading or something about that?
Probably. I've been talking about it a lot lately because I got swimming lessons.
What's that left? Because I think I looked at the last one. I think there was the leftovers.
Okay, yeah. Because I just started doing it.
Yeah. That's why I started laughing. That I'm like, that can't swim.
That's a lot of us. That's a lot of skill. But
I used to be like that.
I had to identify that thing for what it was. It helped me to understand that it was something deep-seated beyond this lifetime. I drowned in this lifetime in the 5 feet when I was in like 5th, 6th grade. So I signed up for swim lessons.
Yeah.
But that fear used to keep me from doing a lot of things. And it could also be what the enlightened daughter is saying also. It may be something that you really enjoy, but you fear the judgment that other people will have for you. Start with not judging yourself. Give yourself some grace. When you give yourself grace, I feel like other people don't have a choice but to give you grace. Because when you give yourself grace, you saying, I don't give a fuck about what you think about what I did. I have reconciled that.
Right.
I love how this conversation was geared toward being about spiritual relationships, but we've been talking a lot about our relationship with self. That's dope. Because that's most important. That's more important than any of this other shit.
Got no spiritual relationship if you ain't got no self together. It's over with. That's why, like I say, it's really more. You gotta have yourself. Like you said, when I said love with the high vibration, you said enlightenment. That's why I'm really more focused on being enlightened.
Yeah. Okay, let the plane do what it do. Say something I can hear you. This might not be a good idea, but I want to get outside so bad today.
That's all.
People better go and stop interrupting my video.
Know how it is down there where you at.
I know. Ooh. But yeah, so we done covered twin flames a little bit. The difference between the karmic and the twin flame is that, like, y'all, it's a twin flame. Y'all are like two souls split into one soul split into two, and y'all behaviors and personalities and everything like mirror to each other, your good and your bad. I know this journey all too fucking well because I have been on it for longer than before I knew what it was. Oh, he drives. He'll be back. Deja, question. From your knowledge of what twin flames are, do you feel like you're on the twin flame journey? Putting your business out there. She gone. No, she not. I wish I could heart some of these comments. It ended it. It said I got 3 people there. Here he comes. Hold on, bro. You had to read yourself.
That John just said something about something. Instagram want to see if this your account or something.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know.
Now you're a fraud out here.
I got the iPhone 13, fool. I don't know what this shine on, fool. Right. This shine.
Yeah, Deja, I was talking to you when it cut out, just asking, like, do you feel like, from what you know about twin flames, do you feel like you're on a twin flame journey? Or are you not familiar with it at all?
I just want to, like I say, I probably have more than likely though. But
yeah, I'm picking up a little something there. You ain't even gave me much on it, but that's what came to me intuitively. We was talking about her.
But a little wild.
I
said, this just going a little wild for me though, because it's just, like I say, it ain't even.
The journey, flames. Think about the name. All this shit is not coincidental. Twin flames. Have you ever had a candle with 2 wicks? The way them flames dance.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's it. It's really passionate. When y'all do get together, it's really passionate. The sex is not lame. Like, they the best you ever had. But y'all can't seem to like get on one accord to actually come together, because there are lessons and levels of maturity that you both need to reach in order to get in alignment with one another. Now, one thing I will say is not everybody is meant to come into physical union with their twin flame.
Cause that's what I was saying. I was like, man, sometimes like I say, you meet the right person at the wrong time. And shit, that's why I kind of shit really felt like, but then I say, you know, us men, our ego slick getting in the way from time to time.
Yep, because y'all both got to go through an ego death, child. I'm telling you.
All the stuff,
This
you know,
shit sound right for the ticket, yo.
like, man, you have to go through that little phase.
It ain't no little phase, bro. This shit got to take the fuck out. Eyes roll.
You did this, you did this, she did that. Man, God, it must have been for me to do this. But then I have to look at myself and I'll be like, man, I wasn't looking at stuff that I wasn't doing either. Or I have done stuff.
Mirror.
That's the thing that really keep me, you know what I'm saying, and open to the situation. Cause I'm like, man, I know it was a time I did this, I did that.
Yeah.
I'm saying I ain't perfect either, so. But like, let me say this, like, what's the main difference between a soulmate and a twin flame? Like a soulmate, that don't necessarily mean that you like be with them, right? Like, exactly.
No, I look at one of my closest friends, flawed and all, as my soulmate. That girl is like the moon to my sun.
Yeah.
And without saying too much, I know full well her imperfections, but she also mirrors back to me a side of me that is I admire. You know what I'm saying? Like our connection, we like night and day.
Right.
But I also feel like our energy balances each other out because I'm loud, I'm outgoing, I'm sunshine on a cloudy day.
Right.
And he is the cool, calm, collected, chill energy of the moon.
What's her sign?
Capricorn sun.
But she Earth, so yeah, you know, they ground and they laid back. You know,
but then it come with its shadow side too, for me and her. Because the sun could burn your ass.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The sun ain't all, you know, it has its shadow side too. Right. The moon hides shit. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it illuminates specific areas, but a lot can lie within the darkness.
Right.
The moon down. So you know what I'm saying? Like she's my friend and a soulmate. Soulmates are also not always meant to be in your life permanently or for a long time. Like we meet soulmates at the motherfucking laundromat. You have you have a touching conversation with somebody, some shit you would never forget. That could be a soulmate. Y'all might have encountered one another's energy in another lifetime.
See, that's what I was saying. Just like, see, that's why I like, cause like a soulmate and a common kind of almost go hand in hand because, like I say, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that it probably end on bad terms, but like you learn from that person. You learn something regardless.
You're gonna learn what that was the whole point of me wanting to do this. Because I'm very much in a journey at a point on the journey where I see where one person could be all three at a certain point.
Right.
I've experienced my twin as a fucking karmic. and think of the word karmic based on the word karma. Karma can be good or bad. It ain't got to be something bad. You put out good karma, you get back good karma. That's the law of reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I've experienced him as a twin and I've experienced him as a soulmate.
Right. Yeah, so that's why, you know, me, I be thinking, I look at stuff 100 different ways, because, you know, it's just the Gemini side, so it's just like, you know what I'm saying, I can see, you know what I'm saying, like you said, a soulmate, necessarily not nobody being supposed to be in your life. So, you know, definitely, you know what I'm saying, a common, I'm supposed to stay there forever neither, so.
Yeah, I've had soulmates that we are no longer in contact, but we didn't have a falling out. Nothing went wrong. The experience was beautiful, but we outgrew each other or life took us in different
directions. You
know what I'm saying? That don't make them no less a soulmate. You know what I'm saying? But they fulfilled their contract in my life. I fulfilled my contract in it.
Right on the money.
I'm gonna read, and then we're gonna end. But I'm gonna read an excerpt from. I suggest you get this book, Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Myss. Carolyn is bringing that knowledge and that wisdom, but it talks about how we all are here on a sacred contract. God already know what it is we meant to do. It's up to us to come to remember what it is that we came here to do. So she's talking briefly about soulmates, and then there's another book that I've been reading up on soulmates and twin flames, and it gives like some good commentary on twin flaming. And then we'll probably be able to finish up about 7:30 because it's 7:16 right now. But the soulmate portion of it is because life is complex and there's so much to see about ourselves, the world, and the divine. We have contracts with many people in our lives. Imagine that upon incarnation, each soul splits into countless fragments that move instantly into the exploration of the global soul. You know when you meet people who radiate something that is deeply attracted to you, and you may feel empty when they are gone. The popular term soulmate applied to one's ideal romantic partner doesn't begin to capture this truth. In fact, we all have soulmates who play very different roles in our life. Perhaps noble friend is a better term. These are the people you are not simply destined, but are required to meet. And that's what I was talking about. Like, you meet these people and you know you in the right place at the right time. You were supposed to, you were destined to meet this person, even if it wasn't for a long time.
Right.
So it says, and no matter how many opportunities to meet with them escape you, if you have a contract, you will meet up eventually. Perhaps many times until you complete any unfinished business in the exchange of your souls. I was listening to Alicia Keys talking about her and Swiss Beats relationship. And she was like, they had to come into union because at least on 15 unexplainable occasions, they ran into each other. To this day, they've been married 11 years. They still can't explain it other than it was divine that they had. Both of these are superstars traveling the world, ending up at the same place at the same time, even before they came superstars. Them folks, what a lot of people don't know is they went to school together, high school.
I ain't even know that part.
A performing arts school.
Oh yeah, they for sure.
And he tried to get out there and she wasn't checking for him. 15 times after that, it was meant and could nothing keep them apart except for them. If they decided, that was what they didn't want to do. But it just became obvious to the point where we got to stop fighting this.
Right.
So that's the soulmate description. It gives us better understanding.
Be right place, wrong time, right person, man. You just
divine timing is everything.
Hey, Sean, and hey, after so long they got together.
So this one here is more so pointing to the twin flame journey. I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. But it says each incarnation, apart from our twin flame, was spent either creating negative karma or balancing some of the karma that stood in the way of our reunion. At times, we assumed various relationships with other twin flames, husband, wife, mother, son, father, daughter, and sister, brother, in order to unwind the negative strands of energy we woven into our subconscious through our misuse of free will. That's what we was just talking about. You got a choice. Like, if y'all meant to be together, can't nothing keep y'all apart but y'all, because you do have free will. So like you and your friend, y'all probably just tying up some karmic lessons right now. Some karmic loose ends, learning some lessons, maturing, getting more in alignment with each other.
I hope so, good. Like, all right.
Now you got me wanting to pull cards on your ass.
Like I say, even though I be having my little stuff for everybody, nobody perfect, but I don't never end it off in no disrespectful way. Like, I don't disrespect nobody. Like, it's just certain stuff a person say to me to get up under my life. I don't be the type of person to try to put you down. I ain't no, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's
So
just,
with integrity.
but you know what I'm saying? It was just, like I said, I know when people get mad and stuff don't go their way, sometimes they say stuff they don't even mean. But, man, you trying to say it, fit it all. So it's feeling like, I be feeling like, I ain't in it. Like, you said you gonna stop talking to me. So in my head, man, you gonna have to get over me. That's how I be feeling.
Yeah.
You gonna have to get over me.
I was feeling that way too.
You stop.
You gotta let that resentment go.
I never said I'm gonna stop talking to you.
Yeah, but you don't resent her, right?
Nah, I don't resent her. I forgive everybody for what they do.
But their heart gotta be light as a feather. Are you
Right.
familiar with the principles of Maj?
Nah.
Okay, I'm gonna send you some stuff on that too. Like, according to Egyptian spirituality, Kemetic spirituality, they would take your heart when you transition and weigh it on a scale. They gonna put your heart on one side and a feather on the other. And
Right.
your heart got to be free of resentment and unforgiveness and guilt and shame and all the low vibration and energy, so that your heart is equal to the weight of a feather. My nigga, you know how light a feather is?
Hey, got them John right here. My divine gifts.
So you can't be, that's why I keep it on me. You can't be, walking around holding on to what she said to you when she was in whatever energy that she was in. If the opportunity, before the opportunity, I was saying this the other day, you got to accept the apologies you ain't never got. You
right.
choose not to fool with her.
Hello.
I ain't saying that.
Right.
But the why you don't, I just choose not to entertain that energy anymore. But you gotta let go of the whys and shit. Like, she said something in that time that hurt you. It's okay that she hurt you and you acknowledge that it like offended you. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had here recently motherfuckers say things that hurt me, but with that understanding that my heart got to be light as a feather, I can move different now.
Yeah, most definitely though. It's just, like I say, I forgive a person. Like I say, and honestly, like I said, if she, you know what I'm saying, did, you know what I'm saying, like you said, I don't accept an apology that I never got.
Yeah.
And then I can name countless, but you know what I'm saying.
That's what set us apart. Not to say that we're supposed to be different or different or apart from the masses. But that is the thing that does set us apart, is that we understand that through Christ consciousness, like, that's all about operating in unconditional love. This outside entity of Christ, who they tell us to look up to, is actually within us. And
right.
that we have to carry ourselves as such. And so, like, in terms of what would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't even like trip off what she said when she said what she said. If she showed up able to show herself as a more evolved person,
right,
stay clean.
I'm with all that.
We're gonna watch you stay clean anyway. And if you fuck up this slate, that's just on you, yo. But right. I clean the slate because I gotta keep my heart light as a feather.
Right. So I can take that. Like, you come back another person, but like I say, I don't like to put expectations on people and say, I know she getting herself together. I don't know what she doing. And she, like I say, she really cut it off for the most part. She, you know what I'm saying? Said what she said, did what she did. So I'm like, hey, I ain't never cut it off. But I was just, you know what I'm saying, defending myself for the stuff you saying. But you the type of person, hey, man, I don't want to talk. Okay.
When you're ready, we can have us a one-on-one about it. For sure. Because it don't sound like something that's going to go anywhere. And I mean, go anywhere, like, it's not going to go away.
Nah, because she done came in and now so many times, but like, not even on no bad situation, but it's just.
My girl want to do a twin flame reader for you. Look, me too. we both like, you need to read it.
We ain't never just been together, so that's really one of the main things that really.
So was she like your best friend or something?
No. She ain't really in another state. No, I stayed in Texas for 5 years, so.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. That's real twin flame.
Distant thing.
Talking about her too much for her not to.
them the only two recent encounters that I done had. The Carmen and her. Other than that, I ain't been around. Like I said, I ain't had nothing too serious. Like I said, I be focused on self-developing most of my time.
Shout out to you for that. I'm proud of you.
As
a male, as a black male, and even with the work that you're doing on YouTube and Instagram and personal calls and all that, like, shout out to you for that. I know personally, it takes a lot of courage to show up in that energy. It takes strength. Sometimes it'll wear you out. I could do one reading, and depending upon the energy of people who I did the reading on, I'm wore out for the day. One. People don't understand what go on behind the curtain. They just look at us like we motherfucking Miss Cleos and that's still, I'll take it.
Man, you just don't know. Is she a spiritually conscious? Yeah, that's what she a spiritually conscious woman. She is. Like, the first person, when I started hearing stuff about universe, like, I was strictly on God. I was high on God. But the first time I heard universe was out her mouth. That's the first time. And I didn't really understand it at first. So I was like.
But she don't just talk about it, though. Like, just her walk reflected. She lived it. Because people know them damn buzzwords.
Yeah, it's just like the comment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never knew about tarot cards until I got around, but she was using that stuff for complete opposite. Like, she can't read them, but she'll, you know what I'm saying? She'll look at certain readers to look at other folks to see what other signs. Yeah, like that type of stuff. Yeah. But like, that's the first time I heard of it, but you know what I'm saying? I knew her. I knew her before the comics, so you know what I'm saying? Well, I was with her before the comics, so this is like the first time I heard anything about the universe, it was, you know what I'm saying, through her mouth, and then that's when I started to learn about stars, and stuff. Good.
One thing I can say, honey, that's dope. It's imperative as you continue to tap into your divine feminine energy that you stay connected with divine feminine.
Yeah, that's why I'm mostly on for the most part. Like I said, I done did the masculine. I done did that my whole life. I'm really most on just peace, harmony, grace.
And see, you got 3 on here right now. Deja, she on here. Follow her, because Deja gonna be doing big things in a minute. She in student mode, but Deja gonna be a teacher. You got that light daughter, my sis Autumn.
Okay.
They tapped in. They tapped into what I got going on. Hit me up. You got questions, thinking about, like you said, you've been thinking about some things that I done brought up tonight.
Yeah, you have.
For help, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We're a community. Building relationships. So that you needing to learn more about your divine feminine self. Who the fuck was gonna teach you before that?
Oh, definitely. Like I said, you know, just come with, you know what I'm saying? The Aries and it be mine. I'll be on some independent. I'll be like, mine, I don't need nobody, but
nobody needs nobody.
I do, but that's just my instinct here. Like it'll kick in. Now I'll be like, man, we have to keep that in check.
Nah, we build a new earth, bruh.
Yeah, I know
that.
So it's just like.
But I love that you open to it, though. I don't hear you saying, "Nah, I'm straight man time." And that's the very beginning of it.
I be working open to it. That's why, because I work on it every day, and it's just like mine. But I know, you know what I'm saying. I ain't burn bridges. If a person stop talking to me more than likely, like I said, they burnt the bridge. So that's why I just focus on myself most of the time. Like,
and that whole who burnt it, it don't matter. The bridge on fire is burnt. It's gone. Right. One thing about it, that ain't necessarily an end unless you want it to be, because bridges can be rebuilt stronger. You know what I'm saying? Like, every relationship that's gone is not necessarily meant to be gone for forever. Like, some shit you actually meant to mature and come back to and rebuild stronger. That's the whole point of the Tower card in the tarot. That's one of the major energies, because a relationship or something got built on a faulty foundation, built on lies, immaturity, falsehood, and lightning have to strike, which represents the truth, to knock that shit down so it could be rebuilt on a stronger foundation. So it ain't always a permanent. An end ain't always a permanent
Yeah.
end unless you really want it to be. I think we having this conversation because I am hearing from you that you don't necessarily want a permanent end with this individual, but you don't feel like you have the power or the responsibility to reignite this flame with her.
Like I said, we gotta do the. I feel like I said, we work on ourselves and she work on herself, man. Yeah, man.
If it's meant to come together, it'll come together.
Right.
You'll know, because you'll get a strong ass urge to call her ass one day, or a strong urge to text her or whatever. And it might not be you; it might be on her. But
I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna have to be good.
that's your ego, bro.
Hey, bro.
Your ego saying it's gonna have to be on her. You gotta be open to the possibility that it will be you.
Like,
I don't want to tell you, nigga, this was me last week.
I'm just saying, what do I look like calling somebody?
That's you worry about what you look like. Do you hear you? I can't wait till you watch this playback. Yo, fuck what you look like, what you feel like.
I'm gonna call you.
Deep down.
And I don't know if you doing the work. So if I call back,
That ain't your business. If God tell you to call, girl, be obedient. I'm telling you to be open. I ain't telling you to call. I'm saying be open. Cut out this. She got to call me or else we won't. Nah, that ain't being open.
You cut it out for me, dog. I don't even, out of all the stuff you ain't did, but like I ain't even tripping like, but I ain't never want to say I don't want to talk to you no more. But it came out her mouth and she, you know what I'm saying? We ain't talked since that day and it been with almost a year now. So, you know what I'm saying? I just been self-healing, self-developing. Get out of your ego.
Ego.
Man, look, I don't know.
Y'all might, huh?
I say y'all might see it that way, but I'm just like,
you gonna see it in hindsight.
like
in hindsight, you're gonna be like, damn, bro, you told me. Because ask Autumn. This was me. What Autumn? Autumn is the like daughter, same person.
Yeah,
a week, 2 weeks ago. I ain't.
Great.
No.
It's great. Autumn, but like, you know what I'm saying?
We'll have a back door conversation.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, hit me up. Hit me up. I ain't gonna charge you to talk. Hit me up, because we got to finish this conversation, brother to sister. We got to finish this. I just need you to tell the man that this was me. Recently, not a couple of years ago. Now you got me fucked up going on with that. This girl did a reading for me, man. I cussed her the fuck out. She felt me cussing her out in the reading because it was true. But she was asking me to do something that I was like, but I knew she was right. I knew she was right. My ego was like, girl, shut the fuck up talking to me, yo.
Hey, it's crazy though, bro. Like,
but I had to surrender to the divine, you know. God has a plan in store for you that you do not want your ego blocking your fucking blessings because you like what I look like. You look like a nigga that's blocking his blessings because you being disobedient. That's the fuck you look like. Get that shit up, yo. Give it up. You got to give it up. Take your ass to church, bro.
I'm just saying, God probably don't want it like this, though. That's what I'm saying. God probably don't want it.
Whether you ever talk to her or not ain't the point. If you don't talk to her ever get fine, it's the mindset we talking about. Cause you ain't sounding real open right now.
I'm open. I'm just saying that, like I say, me reigniting that connection after I ain't burning. So it's just like, that ain't processing with me too well. It's like,
that's all right. We're gonna get out these cameras. And one day, when you're ready, hit me so that we can continue this conversation privately and more in detail. And I can tell you my business and you can tell me what really had happened so we can both get a better understanding of what each other's saying. Because right now we're talking in motherfucking Morse code because we on this camera And I'm a real ass give up. We gotta have a real conversation.
They probably gave out too much info for these folks. I don't be around nobody no way.
That helps though. That helps your followers to know, you got some real life shit going on just like them. So fuck it, full transparency.
Right.
So thank you for joining me for this month episode of Co-Creating, talking about spiritual connections and things. Definitely have to have you back. You got to have me over there on Spiritual G.
Mine. No, I got you though. Mine.
No, I'm gonna stay tuned in. Tell the people where they can find you before we let them loose.
Hey, Spiritual G. It's Spiritual G _gangster on YouTube. On Instagram. Same way on TikTok. It's Spiritual G _gangster. You can also follow my regular page at Don Kilo DONKILO 600. If y'all want to check me out.
Y'all follow him. This is a masculine doing his thing, putting in that work. I'm proud of you, bro. If ain't nobody told you, I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing. If you ever need support from me and in a specific way, holler at me if I got it. Because we all in this shit together.
Oh, definitely.
And I appreciate you agreeing to join me tonight. Y'all make sure to check them out on YouTube and IG. Check out what I got going on YouTube and IG. Check out my girl, the Enlightened Daughter. She giving you that good bread, breaking bread with y'all on her YouTube channel every day except for Sundays. My sis got a word for y'all, even if it's just a quick 1-2 minute reading to uplift you on your day. Y'all be on the lookout for Deja. Because as soon as God drop it in her spirit where she's supposed to be out here publicly doing it, we're going to blast it. We're going to blast it. We're going to get behind her. We're going to support her. We're going to nurture her. And with that being said, that's co-creating, y'all. Peace. How you in this shit?